My beloved child, tonight the sands of hesitation slip through your fingers. Will you let this moment pass, or will you open your heart to the life-changing touch of heaven? I stand at the threshold of your weariness, ready to pour out a flood of healing and hope far deeper than human understanding. Do not wait for perfect circumstances or until you feel strong enough. This very breath you draw is mercy calling you into a new beginning. The time is now. Step across the line of doubt, whisper your yes, Lord, and watch as my restorative power moves in your body, mind, and soul. Delay no longer. For every second you pause is a second. The second the miracles I have for you remain undelivered. Will you permit your spirit to open wide to something far surpassing what logic can grasp? Are you prepared to relinquish the clutch of mistrust, the weightiness of fatigue, and every occasion when faith glimmered before vanishing? Will you venture to accept that you are able to be reached by heaven's restorative power? I have not come merely to remain at the edge of your misery, but to pierce through it. I have come to reconstruct, to renew, and to repair you from the deepest roots, those recesses within you that perhaps you have never fully touched. Now, set your soul free. You need not solve what to convey or attempt, just exist. Let your inner self settle like a pond unruffled by gusts. In that stillness, the gentle yet immense murmur of my voice will be heard. Let your spirit tune in not only through feeling, but through belief, since my might is unhindered by your emotions, yet is set loose by your reliance on me. You needn't display might to be restored. You only need to be ready to depend on me in your frailty. Tonight, it is the very wind of my spirit that kindles the spark within you. Its warmth will permeate your entire being, not just to cure cells, but also to revive your essence. The restoration I provide extends beyond your physique and delves into recollection, the fractured spaces in your soul, and those cruel remarks hurled by others that eroded your courage and faith. Oh, my child, do not confine me to familiar experiences or long-standing notions. I defy every shape cast by human presupposition. I am He who regenerates all things. I do not heal exclusively by therapeutic rationale. I replenish the spirit through the miraculous breath of life. I do not solely lessen the anguish, I uproot its fundamental cause. I do not only alleviate your tiredness, I infuse new vigor into every ligament, every joint, every channel running through you. For your form is the sanctuary I designed with devotion. And tonight I am purifying, tending, and reviving each part of that temple with my love and authority. Lie motionless now and simply welcome my help. There is no cause to hurry. There is no place for skepticism. Let each inhalation align with the pulse of heaven. Let my nearness become so real that you experience it like a mild stream of warmth coursing through your skin. Allow yourself to be wholly immersed in me until there ceases to be a barrier between distress and remedy, between fatigue and reinvigoration. For I am present, not aloof, but incredibly close. Not only watching, but intervening, not just receiving your words, but acting. My cherished one, give your mind rest at this instant. Gaze not merely with imagination, but with your heart's sight. The exact moment you unfasten your heart, I am pouring over you a surge of grace, a holy stream of light overflowing with gentleness, boundless affection, and the redemptive power that arises from the wellspring of all existence. Let it cascade over you like a soft current, sinking deep into every layer of your being, into each cell, each thread, every ache within. This current does not thunder, but it contains a potency beyond any storm. It flows quietly but compellingly, reaching the unseen spots you yourself cannot repair. That radiance is not just a feeling, it is existence itself, existence from the heavens. It seeps into every hidden throb inside you, passing through your veins, repairing your cells, soothing the regions that have grown rigid with hurt. It not only touches the tangible, but ventures into dim recollections where intangible scars have silently settled. Let this brilliance thaw the icebound sections of your heart. Those areas where you once stored pain because you had no other place to carry it. Now you are free to let it go. Now you no longer need to shoulder it alone, for I am with you, and I am restoring you. Your form, my child, is not some unresponsive apparatus. It is a breathing shrine that I myself lovingly shaped. Every detail, each breath, each throb. I did not craft you hastily, but as a unique creation marked by my love and spirit. Every cell within you recognizes the voice of its maker, and they now heed an otherworldly directive from heaven. Come alive, be revived, be suffused with fresh life. Let your body be reborn, not as a method to escape the past, but as a sacred recreation from the very foundation where distress once took root. Now a fresh seed is sown, the seed of everlasting life. Envision this. Each breath drawn ushers heaven's light into your system, and each exhalation sets free the heaviness, the collapse, the dread that constrained you far too long. Right now, I dwell in every breath, in each quiver of your heart, in every gradual tightening of your muscles. All of it moves with the flow of eternity. I want you to recognize that. In my eyes, you are not defective. The fissures you perceive as imperfections are precisely where I yearn to place my presence. As light shines through cracks, exposing hidden beauty, I will transform what you once deemed frail into a shining tribute to my curative compassion. No part of you is insignificant. From your head's summit to your toes' tips, from your heartbeat to each soft exhalation. Avoid rushing toward disbelief. Refrain from striving to justify it. Do not ask why or how. Simply trust with childlike confidence as if nestled in a parent's arms. There are moments when the most extraordinary marvels do not burst forth, accompanied by deafening wonders, but come clothed in gentle stillness, too profound to articulate. There are occasions when replenishment doesn't materialize in explosive miracles, but surfaces through stages, through a gradual purging by my luminous power. And sometimes, the mightiest healing is not the removal of anguish, but the renewal that enables you to press on courageously, living with hope and might, even if the marks remain, bearing witness to grace. When you open your eyes, maybe tomorrow morning, or at some forthcoming point, you will see something remarkable and wondrous. It is not the world that has shifted, but you. Thanks to that shift, what you view will never appear the same, because you will now glimpse it through eyes made pure. Cherish it with a heart restored, walk in a body made whole, and stride forward in a confidence that has been remolded by the one who always stayed. This is more than cure, it is revival. And you stand as the tangible proof of a miracle birthed from heaven. My dearest child, let your spirit expand in faith, for I desire to show you something surpassing reason. Miracles do exist. They are not made-up tales, confined to volumes or ancient happenings locked in lost eras. Wonders still occur, still unfold, and I, the timeless one, still work upon this earth with force that remains undiminished. I have accomplished it in past times, and I will accomplish it once more, now in your immediate reality, provided you choose to believe. Look again at the holy words, not as relics of a forgotten era, but as a vibrant testament to my steadfast character. I separated the Red Sea when my people saw no escape. I rained bread from above during their desert hunger. I drew water from a dry stone and summoned fire from the sky to demonstrate my presence. I cleansed Naaman of leprosy when he humbled himself. I restored sight to the blind, made the disabled walk, and summoned the dead to emerge into life by my authority through Jesus Christ. These are not mere fables told to stir the soul. They are undying realities preserved to remind you, if I perform these deeds once, I will repeat them, for I do not alter, my cherished one. The sign you yearn for, my heavenly touch upon earthly conditions, is not as remote as you presume. It does not rely on faultless behavior. It is not restrained by stringent criteria. It depends on a single notion, an unwavering trust, regardless of emotions or external situations, an unwavering trust that does not hinge on feeling befall. My hand at work but stands firmly on the unyielding bedrock of my vow, the vow that I am Jehovah Rapha, the Lord who heals you. When your spirit is fully surrendered, without hesitation, suspicion, or calculated measure, then the miracle ceases to be potential and transforms into inevitability. I know, my beloved, that it's not always simple. I see how your frame grapples with the passing of hours, drained by discomfort, burdened by weariness, confined by constraints that appear unshakable. I know the evenings you lie quietly, your soul brimming with inquiries that seem to have no explanation. And in those same instants, when your vulnerability stands raw, I gently appeal to you. Place every load at my feet. Rely on me like a small child resting in a father's arms, requiring no logic. Only when you stop clinging to your need to control everything can you start to access the strength I am prepared to release. The healing I extend is not just respite in the physical sense. The body is visible, but the soul is the hidden bedrock. I do not come solely to dull surface aches. I come to restore you at your essence. I am aware that several illnesses are born in the depleted spirit, years of buried grief, unvoiced disappointments, wounds left by unspoken words. The spirit is the fountain of life. It is likewise the first to bear injury. And there I am most eager to touch. My little one, allow me to minister not only to the sections of your body weakened, but to your innermost being, exhausted from waiting. Let me extract the poison of words that once stung your heart like thorns. Let me cleanse the old recollections that convinced you that you were undeserving of a cure, undeserving of devotion, undeserving of abundant living. Allow me to exhale a new kind of breath into you, a life deriving from the boundless reservoir of compassion, where no obscurity can overshadow my radiant glory. And once your soul is mended and your mind renewed, your body will take notice. Such is the rhythm of heaven's presence. When your spirit revives, your flesh heals. When you affirm that you are loved, that you have not been abandoned, that you matter to the Almighty, each cell within you gradually responds because your body recognizes faith's summons. It was made to be receptive to love, and my enduring love, a love that neither oscillates nor fades, shall emerge as the fresh vitality surging through your veins. So tonight, my child, in this very hour, close your eyes, release your grasp, and speak from your deepest self. I believe. You need no profound words, no complex theology. A solitary declaration, believe, can stir the cosmos. One honest yielding can unseal the torrents of miracles arriving into your days. My treasured one, I notice the concerns pressing down on your heart. I witness you awaiting laboratory outcomes, those figures on printed pages, those verdicts that cause apprehension. I recognize there have been hours spent conscious, eyes fixed on the ceiling, murmuring frail supplications, yearning for something, anything to shift. But this night, I urge you to soften your spirit, release each load, and lift your gaze. For I am the one able to utter a single command, causing the cosmos to obey. My child, do not permit your soul to be devoured by others' words, by scans, by data, or by restricted pronouncements. These reflect human voices, medical, scientific, practical, and though they have a role, they lack ultimate power. For I, who formed breath in your lungs, am solely equipped to announce the last verdict. When I declare, life and death are compelled to yield. When I order, every atom in your form complies. For all creation, from minuscule dust to vast star, was shaped by my speech and endures daily by the potency of that decree. So, my child, let your spirit exhale. Do not recoil from medical opinions. Do not dread what lies murky. I will address your physical form. I will proclaim my pronouncement over your cells, your fibers, your organs, and they shall respond. They were designed by my hands. I will comfort your heart, weary from worry, and command, rest in my serenity. I will engage your mind, harassed by hidden terrors, commanding, calm yourself and perceive that I am God, and I will challenge that ailment, whatever title it is given, demanding, withdraw, for this one bears the insignia of eternal life. My beloved, how frequently have I granted the crippled the capacity to stand and walk, contrary to everyone's expectation? How often have I taken those dismissed, convicted, left without hope, and transformed them into living proofs of my saving love? In how many instances have the pronouncements of this earth been undone by a single heavenly decree? And this day I will do so on your behalf, not because your prayers were sufficient, not due to your merit, but because I hold you dear. That love is not contingent on your credentials or memories, but on my unwavering essence, on the reality that I loved you prior to your awareness of your identity. I will not merely take notice of your sorrow. I will speak directly to every piece of you, every pained region, every portion you presumed hopeless, each blood vessel trembling under your fragile skin. I will not remain aloof and speak hollow reassurances. I will intervene. The instant I speak, everything begins to change. I will speak to the affliction concealing itself within you, no matter its shape, no matter how deep its tendrils extend, no matter how many finite conclusions you have heard. I shall command, depart from this body. This child is claimed by life, not demise. And that malady will bend to the command of its creator, for it holds no dominion over a temple I redeemed with my own sacrifice. I will speak to each cell in your being, those feeble, those disordered, the ones deteriorating. I will order, live anew, return to the purposeful design that was my plan, and they will react. Each part will fall in line with its intended structure within my divine arrangement. Every particle will rebuild properly, ushering in vitality and repair. Anything that lost sync with my given life will be pulled back into the heavenly cadence. I will speak to the bloodstream coursing within you, that which has grown sluggish from contamination, malfunction, and unending trials. I shall declare, be purified, flow with vigor, transport life into every hidden realm of this body, and that blood will be cleansed. Circulation will turn effortless, light, unhindered. This movement will no longer convey seeds of torment, but carry my strength like a flowing stream cutting across arid terrain, causing fertility to flourish where previously nothing survived. I will address your bones, those quiet sufferers, those connective points that have made you restless at night. I will pronounce, be renewed, regain your suppleness, hold strong like a rod in my grasp. Each vertebra will realign. Every joint will be blessed by my spirit. Friction shall cease. Discomfort will be dismissed. In its stead will dawn a buoyancy reminiscent of youth when you could dash and leap, oblivious to limits. Rigidity shall dissolve akin to ice under the warming rays of my grace. I will speak to your psyche, that space burdened by countless layers of tension, concern, and dread, the realm once populated by injurious thoughts, distressing recollections, and hurtful remarks that left their scars. I will proclaim, be made new. Come back to the tranquility I offer that transcends all logic, and your mind will be haunted no more by the uncertainties of tomorrow. Confusion will give way to lucidity, and agitated nights shall be replaced with deep, soothing sleep. You will begin to think with wisdom from above, no longer reacting to events but living consciously, anchored in my nearness. And child, I will address your heart, the one fractured on countless occasions by postponed dreams, unreciprocated affection, the burden of endless solitude. I will proclaim, be restored. Beat once more with life's tempo, not tensed in self-defense, but safe in my loving arms. Your heart shall be made whole. The fractures within your spirit shall be mended by the very thread of my kindness. A renewed love will flood your being, not a love that is fickle or merely human, but an infinite, unconditional, boundless love, the love I bestow. Physicians will witness the proof. They will line it up against older observations, previous findings, and must face an indisputable revelation. A shift has transpired, something beyond their logic, beyond their academic sphere. They will be unable to disprove it. They will reflect, we cannot explain this. They will quietly ponder, could the devices have erred? Did the system falter? Yet in their inmost hearts, they will sense it, and so will you. A miracle imparted by the one for whom medicine sets no confines and therapy imposes no chains. And child, it shall not stop with the exterior shell. I will renew your spirit, that part of you wearing thin from chronic health dilemmas, from lengthy seasons of anticipation, from grappling with unknowns. I will breathe new air into your inner essence, so you recognize that you have not been consigned to fate. You are not a piece in the world's merciless game. You are not overlooked among endless files. You are the one I selected to show my glory through the very wonder taking form within your body, through each phase of rejuvenation, through the brightness that will radiate from your face when you rise in strength, shining like a vessel once fractured, but now perfected by my own craftsmanship, sealed with the purest gold from my unearthly vault of life. My beloved child, do not swiftly regard the conflicts you encounter with despairing eyes or a downtrodden heart. The trials you endure do not indicate my absence, nor do they signify chastisement for prior faults. Rather, they are my invitation to probe deeper into your core, where your genuine power sleeps, eager for release. These adversities have not come to drown you, but to open you, unveiling a dormant perseverance that has long awaited your discovery. I see plainly how fatigued you are, how you strive with burdens surpassing logic's scope. There are periods when you question your capacity to continue, instants when you silently murmur, "Why me? Why is there still no deliverance?" But my dear one, it is in those very queries that I plant something priceless within you. Perseverance, a fortitude not spawned by comfort, but honed by loyalty in hardship. Each tear you shed is not wasted. I observe intimately every heavy step you take. I am turning each burden into sure stones, forming the bedrock of a more resolute, more profound, and more intimately connected you. Visualize your spirit as a clay jug, split and shattered after many violent storms. Yet unlike a world that discards all that is damaged, I collect every fragment in boundless compassion. I submerge every piece in my presence, then unite them with the pure gold of faith, of belief, and of love. Through these cracks, when sealed by my touch, light will break the darkness. A once broken container, now made whole through its maker, possesses a beauty that defies comprehension, the beauty of honesty, of passage, and of victory. You are not simply struggling through a hard stretch, you are undergoing transformation. I am unlocking a fresh dimension, a realm where you stop living by transient sentiments and begin living by my revelations, where you are no longer rocked by sudden winds, but stand tall like a tree nourished by running waters. You are progressing into a time of spiritual maturity, where each hurt morphs into ground for planting seeds of valor, resilience, and divinely appointed purpose. Reflect on all that you have survived so far, the times you were sure you would crumble, but somehow you arose once again. The intervals when those around you believed you were done, but I granted you the power to withstand, to rise, and to persist. This is not mere chance. It proves that you approach the divine plan I created for you. The battles you now face, no matter how fierce, are the sanctifying furnaces of heaven, forging spiritual warriors from hearts that once felt bruised and exhausted. And child, I am not simply restoring your exterior. I am performing deep work from the inside out. I am tending to your recollections, those abandoned or discarded fragments of your history. I am rehabilitating the view you hold of yourself, so you begin to see yourself as I see you, splendid, entire, treasured, and designated for influence. You are no longer the one who falters within the waves, but the one who learns to walk on them. Gaze fixed on me, spirit rooted in my assurances. You may not yet discern the complete picture of what I am arranging. You might still feel incomplete. But listen, I am the painstaking craftsman. I refuse to forsake any marvelous piece that I have begun in devotion. I will complete my project in you with a grace and artistry surpassing all grasp. And one day, when you look back, you will marvel at how I molded grief into strength, isolation into beauty, and ashes into bright splendor. My precious child, remain firm. Cling to my hand in each second that is fogged by doubt. Permit me to keep gathering up the broken shards of your spirit and let yourself trust this promise. I am working marvels amid the mundane. I am fashioning you into someone not merely healed but thoroughly reborn. Someone not only lovely but also weighty. not solely staunch but imprinted with the timeless reflection of my own heart. Hence, cherished one, if strong gales arise once more, bear this in mind. They do not come to uproot you, but to demonstrate how profound your roots have grown. If adversity knocks at your entrance, remember, it is not an indication that I am missing, but evidence that I am near. I draw close to lift you, to refine you, to refashion you into a priceless instrument for my use, and to convert your life into concrete evidence of the God who forms new wonders out of what others had dismissed. You are not destined just to outlast this ordeal, but to emerge triumphant, crowned with success, carrying a fresh name engraved by the love that has never departed from you. Pause with me a while, right here, right now, and sense the miracle advancing still within the very figure you inhabit. Though your body is merely a transient dwelling for your soul, it matters greatly to me. I fashioned it with particular intent. I am the one who adorned the cosmos, who buries seeds into the earth to raise a tree, who grants birds the impulse to fly, who spurs the waves to shuffle upon the shore. Everything I designed holds a healing essence, and this day I order creation's healing currents to renew you, to encircle you in the breeze of life. Let these sacred currents mend not just your outer shell, but saturate your innermost being. Sit quietly and take one unhurried, soft breath. As you inhale, imagine drawing an array of glowing energy derived from the Creator's heart, a calm but mighty glow, brimming with compassion and restoration. It slips into your nostrils, floods your lungs, charges your blood, and touches each cell awaiting a sign. While you exhale, picture your hurts, your anxieties, each doubt receding into emptiness, fading like mist under dawn's radiance. With each inward breath, you receive more of my essence. With every outward breath, you discard what no longer benefits you. You need not wrestle to mend yourself. You must only trust and let my healing find you, a remedy that is not raucous nor oppressive, but mild as a creek caressing parched soil. Gradually, your body will begin to awaken, stiff joints easing, taut muscles softening, disturbed nerves resting in tranquility. Beyond the physical, your mind will be purged of self-limiting convictions, of the trepidation that once hindered you from fully realizing the path I always wanted for you. In the vast river of existence, my child, no affliction is too daunting for my power, no hurt, no matter how enduring, that I cannot soothe, no condemnation, regardless of how fierce its name, that can overshadow the love I maintain for you. For that very love is the underpinning of all miracles, the essence from which life arises, and the only force sufficiently strong to shift the bottomless pit into a field of blooms, and the dry desert into a garden of sweet fragrance. You might not witness its development instantly. You may not sense an abrupt change in every instant, but hold this close. Miracles rarely come as crashing thunder from the skies. Often they manifest like a tender drizzle, quietly hydrating the thirsty earth. I am laboring in you, not vociferously, but steadily and certainly. I am rekindling the source within you, that root of might smothered beneath worry, torment, and hopelessness. And as those spiritual waters surge, you shall detect a calm that surpasses words. Dedicate a moment to truly listen to your body as you would to a beloved companion. Do not chastise it for its confines. Cherish how it has persevered with you through storms and calm days all the same. Now gently address your entire being. Find peace. Be made whole. Embrace the Father's light from above. In treating yourself tenderly, you stand beside me in this revered process of renewal. My child, never forget, your body retains memory. It is aware of misery, yes, but it also records the memory of restoration. It has experienced torment, but also bears the capacity to recall moments of revival. On this day, I aspire to write new recollections upon your very flesh. Memories of transformation, of revitalized vigor, of a fresh beginning that surpasses what came before. Each vessel will realize that you no longer endure in fear, but through trust. Each joint will understand that your burdens are no longer your load, but now rest in my grasp. Each concern, each thought gripping your heart, I invite you, relinquish them. Release your hold on all that saps your energy. Do not maintain weights I never meant you to carry. Lay them at my feet one after another, like petals falling effortlessly to the ground. I do not want you traveling onward with wounded feet on a course that was never yours to traverse alone. Let my healing tide stream freely into each cell of your body. Visualize it as pure water descending from the seat of grace, crossing your consciousness, cleansing your heart, appeasing ancient pains unnamed, tending the grief that had quietly existed without tenderness. Each cell, every tissue, all channels within you are unfurling like a flower greeting the day's rays, receiving the vitality that flows out from my unending reservoir. This is no illusion, but a spiritual verity unfolding, and you are the rich soil I chose to receive my flawless healing. My beloved, do not choke that influx with unease. Let each part of you awaken. Your body that yearns for solace, your parched soul, your locked heart, and your mind that once questioned its inherent value. I see each of these, and I am rebuilding them one by one. I did not appear purely to add minor improvements. I arrived to remake everything. Where I stand, the past can't remain unchanged. When my brightness floods in, darkness is expelled. Have no fear. I am close, closer than your own heartbeat. I don't watch from afar while you endure. I clasp your hand, guiding you through valleys and dim corners where your eyes cannot yet catch glimpses of daybreak. I am that daybreak. I am the light that bursts past the night. And because I abide with you, no darkness can triumph. Even if the current moment leads you to feel roads are blocked, recall, I have once divided the seas, I once made waters spring forth in wastelands, and I will deliver you, my child. Now rest, let your heart recline in my hold. Let every veil of resistance, every flicker of doubt, every burden that forces you to hide in quiet agony, dissolve, clearing a path for the new. Genuine life, gently piercing every crevice of your essence. I do not urge you to survive, but to wholly live, not just to inch ahead, but to proceed as one who has been restored, as one who can sing from the wellspring of their core, like a melody permeating the hush of creation. Let that hidden power within you, formerly stifled by anguish, surge like an endless refrain. Not a wail of despair, but a subdued, gentle tune emanating from the center of your being. A tune bridging you to your truest form. A tune harmonizing with an everlasting chorus of hope, rebirth, and replenishment. This psalm will stir heaven and earth. It will dislodge the unperceived fetters once confining you, and reactivate the aspirations you presumed lost in the silent depth of your soul. In that chamber, where only I tread, a divine shift has already been initiated. Where you once retreated in solitude, where you sobbed voicelessly through ragged breaths, I planted seeds of liberation, and now they start to bud, unobtrusive but assured, like the dawn steadily banishing night, akin to gentle drops merging into parched ground. The cure you have craved is not distant. It is arising from your core. Each breath is the delicate brush of my hand. Each breath filling your lungs is a hushed message that you remain in my thoughts. I cover you with a cloak of never-failing love. There is nowhere within you that my affection cannot reach, be it the darkest guilt, the profoundest regret, or the shattered shards of forsaken plans. I stand there, not with blame, but with warmth, restoration, inviting you beyond shadows into the light awaiting your arrival. I have watched you, my treasured one, not just on the days you stood upright, but chiefly on the nights when you buckled, when nobody else understood the load in your chest, when even you questioned your significance. I was the one who refused to turn away. I was there when you lowered your head on the pillow and felt no one could fathom your suffering. I witnessed every unshed tear, every covert clasp of your own fingers as you marshaled the resolve to press on. None of those incidents escaped my gaze. Each instant, my beloved, is an entrance to renewed possibility. Even if you have tasted emptiness, cynicism, mistakes, or turned away, my door of mercy never closes. On the contrary, I have ever been there, hand extended, eyes shining with promise. I don't demand your perfection to come near. I only request a slight step, just a small unsealing of your soul, and I will break in like a beam filtering through a tiny opening, dissolving all the ancient debris, all the regrets, all the hidden distress. Every second entrusted to my keeping can grow into soil where wonders bloom. Each throb in your chest resonates with my own. It is the echo of an unfailing presence. Every beat is my pledge to you that my love is unqualified, unwavering, never dampened by time. It is an endless current, a flame that cannot be snuffed out, an embrace that does not close. And once you accept you are adored like this, nothing remains impossible. Now, my child, don't suppress the tune inside you anymore. Let your spirit voice rise anew. Even though your voice quivers, even if the sound gets choked by emotion, I shall heed it as the most priceless hymn. Let your soul be liberated to vibrate with the resonance of faith, with the echo of a hope long buried. Let every breath, each movement, every plea you send forth be lifted to me, and I will transform them into a solemn anthem that ascends to the heavens, proclaiming before countless angels that you pressed on. My loved one, tonight is not simply the interval bridging 2 calendar days, not just a juncture in chronology. It is a sanctified occasion, a unique hour in the timeline of your soul, wherein the prior is stripped away and the holy emerges into fullness. I call you to interpret this night with the vision of faith as a door leading you out of worldly exhaustion and into a divine realm, a threshold where the shadows no longer shelter fear but set the stage for my brilliance to shine with greater strength. Tonight I yearn for you to grasp the truth your soul has sought in silence, that in this hush, the seeds of miracles begin to sprout. I am softly calling in the hidden quarters of your spirit things which cannot be perceived by bodily ears but can be felt at the core of your existence. I am near. I am intervening. I am healing. Do not let life's clamor distract you from the inward wonder. This is a time when the skies curve low to meet the earth, a point when my essence grows so substantial, so intimate, that you cannot fail to perceive it. All that is needed is your stillness, your calm breathing, and a heart open to taking in every measure of my presence, from each thread of hair, your skin, your pulse, to the most secluded corners of your spirit. Permit my words to land upon you like a tender, refreshing shower. This rain does not merely bathe the exterior, but seeps to the innermost parts of your being, saturating every memory, every grief, every puzzle left unsolved. Picture this heavenly moisture relieving all the regions in you that had remained cracked by agony, clearing the ground of your deeper self that had remained untrodden for ages, and rinsing the accumulated dust from rejections and lost hopes. My voice does not come back to me empty, and tonight it will achieve its remedial design in your life entirely. The route you have trudged was no smooth walk. I know all your steps, some uneven, some with your collapse, some accompanied by tears flowing uncontrollably as you persevered. You have borne burdens invisible to others. There were wars only you and I know in detail. There were gashes you dared not reveal, fearing lack of comprehension or trivialization. But child, not a single droplet of perspiration, no sigh from your chest has escaped my record. No quiet offering has gone unnoticed. And due to that unwavering loyalty, due to that heart that never ceased to yearn for me, I say that tonight initiates a fresh chapter, a chapter no longer inscribed with hidden tears, but with tranquil delight, a chapter that does not commence in sorrow, but in release. See your life as a treasured chronicle. The earlier sections are filled with many difficulties, many missteps, many petitions still awaiting clarity. But these upcoming pages shall be scripted by my hand, scribed in steadfast love, in absolute renewal, and in delight no longer reliant on happenings, but stemming from that sacred root I planted deep within you. The elation I bestow is not some fleeting gust that passes, but a gentle river that moves slowly, soaking the barren crevices of your soul. It is not a transient mood, but an unwavering conviction, like a small but constant flame that keeps you warm through the coldest seasons. Such joy shall be your spiritual ointment, healing old gashes, soothing twinges once believed incurable. You will not remain as someone barely enduring your mornings. You will begin to live with direction, with brightness, and with thankful eyes for the present of another sunrise. Therefore, my dear one, when you tilt your vision to the night sky, do not simply see the darkness. See a beginning, see an answer, see me welcoming you with outspread arms, initiating you onto a novel trek, a path not defined by yesteryear, but by my healing, by my nearness, and by a love that cannot forsake you. This is no routine evening. This is a pledge, a sacred crossing in time, where you and I continue onward together, and every single thing is renewed. Are you prepared? Because I stand here, ever poised to take you toward greater depths, greater truths, something infinite. My dear one, consistently remember that the healing forming within you is not constrained to your flesh. This is no mere transient fix for an ailing body. It is a profound, soulful renewal that stretches into every chamber of your mind, each facet of your emotions, and the core of your identity. This is a hallowed unfolding by which I do not merely close wounds you can name, but I treat even the covert breaks concealed in recollection, in your heart, and in how you came to interpret both the world and yourself. Every scar you bear, on your flesh or inside your heart, no matter how dated, no matter how much shame it once awakened, no matter how often it caused you to shrink your gaze, are all now undergoing change. They cease to be emblems of suffering. Instead, they stand as proof of resilience, of the resolve required for you to rise once more every time you faltered. Each scar is a living witness to my unwavering love, the love that upheld you when all else retreated. They no longer carry the echo of hurt. They glitter like pinpoints in the darkness, reminding you that you persevered and that you never did so alone. When you discover moments of calm amid life's uproar, when you give yourself time to inhale deeply and relinquish your load, I want you to turn inward to that place where a discreet river of light is already coursing. Sense it, my child, a cozy glow, not from the sun, but from my own being, a glow that illuminates not merely your surroundings, but slips softly into the spots once thought barren. It enters the spaces you've locked away, fearful of letting anyone see. And here, that light does not indict, it embraces. It cloaks, rebuilds, and regenerates. You need never attempt worthiness to claim this light. You only need to remain and unlock your heart. I do not cherish you because you stand tall or remain blameless. I hold you dear even when you're fractured, adrift, fatigued, and uncertain. You can keep going. In such times, my light glows at its brightest, not to unveil your fails, but to comfort and mend you. For my love diverges from human affection. It is not draped in conditions. It does not waver, nor does it diminish with passing days. My child, every moment you spend with your hand resting on your heart, sensing my nearness in a gentle wind, in the first sunbeams, in a whispering hush, that is when you advance deeper along this journey. A journey measured not by days, but by how fully your heart opens. Not by your performance, but by your choice to release control. There is no urgency to chase after anything. Merely walk beside me, and with each silent stride, I will shift you, bit by bit, layer by layer, until you cease to be defined by your injuries and become someone reborn from my touch. Every area of your mind once twisted by harmful statements, once flooded by fear, once haunted by bygone events, is steadily transformed. I am removing untruth with fact. I am exchanging disorder with peace. I am swapping tension with spiritual rest. Soon, your thinking will shift, your seeing will shift, and your living will shift. You will no longer operate by what you encountered, but by that seed I planted initially, a creation of might, robed in honor, shining with the reflection of the Father. Healing is no finish line. It is a dance. Each movement equals your yes to me. Yes, let your healing flow. Yes, I trust that you adore me. Yes, I am done hiding from my past. I hand it to you as material for something new. And in that dance, every wavering step, even if slow, bears mercy and is sheltered in everlasting light. I am composing inside you a fresh song, not one of heaviness, but a tune throbbing with optimism. You shall sing, not just with lips, but by the entirety of your life. You shall sing through eyes once dulled by sadness, now fired with wonder. You shall sing through hands once limp, now raised. You shall sing with profound gratitude each dawn, knowing you are no longer crushed under affliction, but have ascended in the strength of the one who breathes life. So, my beloved child, when dusk comes and you stand face to face with the hush, realize that it is not emptiness, but a holy void for me to stir. In those times when you appear to hold on to nothing, that is the moment I call you to hold on to me. If you feel hollow, it is the space I intend to fill. Should you feel fractured, that is where I reshape you in my completeness. Then at sunrise, you will greet a new form of yourself, not through your actions, but by my own wonder, a renewed birth that touches mind, body, and heart. And you will see, what you once assumed was the conclusion was, in truth, simply the start, a sacred genesis, a fresh existence, radiant, remarkable, and rich in possibility, a life I now invite you to step into without carrying burdens, but with wings anointed by my hand. My cherished child, you stand now in a holy interval, where the prospect of healing is not a far-off vision, but a tangible, present reality. I want you to grasp that a profound event is unfolding, not just in your frame, but in your spirit's secret garden, where only you and I have walked. A sacred metamorphosis is taking shape. You find yourself on the border of time and eternity, where hours pause, and your entire being vibrates with the tender yet potent influence of the one who designed you. For so long, occasionally without your knowledge, your soul has remained linked to a pure current of light that emanates from me, an infinite supply, forever moving, ever declaring the eternal theme of love and ascension. That glow has wrapped you in a gentle embrace, even in the instances when you were most adrift, broken, or stripped of any confidence in goodness. It is not an earthly strength, it is the respiration of my essence, forever close, forever sustaining, ceaselessly whispering, you are treasured, you are picked, you are not forsaken. When your flesh seems strained beneath illness or tiredness, be assured, in its core, it retains unthinkable capacity, beyond the measure of force or brawn, but the vitality of unending life I placed in you at your inception. Inside every cell, each droplet of blood, each delicate nerve, lies a silent emblem that you were fashioned remarkably, not by happenstance, but with a divine assignment that stands unshakable. Picture, my child, that within you is a holy orchard returning to life. What once appeared dead, your battered heart, your overlooked aspects, are being gently quenched by heaven's showers. No section of you is worthless. Nothing is wasted. Each piece, despite having been bruised, aged, or condemned by others, is now recovering through the quietest yet strongest force. Limitless love. My love is not purely comforting. It recreates. It does not solely calm. It awakens. It does not merely bear up. It sparks the flame of existence. When you concede that restoration is feasible, you do more than crave a bodily intervention. You voice a spiritual proclamation that you trust in your Maker's power. And I, who once declared, "Let there be light," and saw that light appear, am now whispering to your every cell, "Come forth, be robust, revive." You need not completely figure out this unfolding. Just trust. With each moment you set trust above dread, you repel darkness and fan the embers of divine existence in you. Some mornings may still meet you with wariness. You may occasionally question whether grace is truly dawning. But my adored, look at your path so far and see the reality. Though it may be slow, I have never stopped working. Even in hush, I rebuilt every fractured footing. I have breathed life into domains once believed beyond saving. Each time you release your anxieties and cling to faith, you ignite a fresh spark within your core. Treasure that faith. It is the link between the present and the revival I intend for you. Every tiny flicker of light in you, no matter how subtle, no matter how transitory, a fleeting calm in a day of burden, indicates that I have not deserted you. You are encircled, protected, cherished by the one who does not depart. I do not just desire to heal you. I ache to renew you so thoroughly that you will not only rise but soar, will not only exist but blossom, will not merely abide but shine as a beacon atop a hill for the wandering and the tired. Accept this wholeheartedly. Each cell in your body contains a holy resonance, a quiet yet formidable echo of everlasting life. It confirms my presence. It is where I reside. You are my sanctuary, and no temple formed by my hand is left in disrepair. Everything in you can be restored, for nothing is too shattered, too tardy, or too misplaced for the Almighty. Thus, my dear child, continue with grace. Keep your spirit open to my nearness. Do not wait for the hurting to vanish before you trust in wholeness. In your weakness, your confidence shimmers the brightest, and in those frail intervals, new wonders break forth. Embrace the light that enters. Sense the compassion embracing your entire being like a delicate wrap. And let this sink in. This path of renewal is not merely for your body's sake, but that you might evolve into a testimony of my ability to transform, like a lyrical note spanning time and space. My dear child, in each strained breath, in those extended nights of tossing and looking for unnamed answers, I lovingly urge you again to place your total trust in the goodness embracing you. Don't hold on to every worry alone. Don't think that I only move in shows of greatness or deafening wonders. The truth is, I work also in nature's hush, in the rustling foliage, in beams of sunlight among clouds, in rivers trickling amidst stones, carrying a gentle but enduring promise. You are never alone. You are surrounded by subtle yet potent blessings, straightforward yet profound, sent to comfort you, to buttress you, to guide you along a path that once seemed impassable. Open yourself to receive the softness of creation. It is not some vague principle, but a portion of that life-giving river I pour out to invigorate your core. A cool breeze soothing your tired brow, a bird's sweet tune early in the morning, a dewdrop nestling on a leaf like a tear wiped away. Each one is my message. In every slight sign, there is a grand proclamation. You rest in the arms of the Maker, not because you are valiant or deserving, but because you belong to me. I know there will be nights, dawns, and fragments of time where the ache you hold feels bigger than any reassurance. You may question your progress, unsure if the cure is genuine or if you are imagining a flimsy faith. There will be seconds when your mind shouts, "Why does it still throb? Why haven't I found relief?" And even then, I remain. I do not reprimand you for your questions. Instead, I draw closer, whispering to your spirit. Not all healing bursts forth like lightning. Sometimes it is a trek through desert sands, learning to locate streams in places that appear barren. And when your soul grows exhausted from tarrying, from believing in the absence of tangible evidence, please recall this. You are not traveling this alone. Others have stumbled like you, cried like you, were once certain they'd never stand again, and yet now they walk in daylight, holding gratitude for the fortitude discovered in resisting surrender. Whenever you feel fragile, think of them. Let their persistence replenish your hope. For one day, you in turn will be that figure for someone desperate for a miracle. You might never discover their names or stand by them, yet you will be an embodiment of my might. A once broken soul I fashioned into a new masterpiece. That is exactly what I am doing within you. Each instance you resist quitting, each time you mouth "I trust," even as tears flow, those steps inscribe your own restoration account, an account that will be shared, repeated, and offered to hearts crying for a supernatural breakthrough. I do not judge your faith by how often you beam, but by how many instances you quietly stand in pain. I do not demand your perfection to pour my blessings. I grant my blessing to reconstruct your fractured places. Approach me in honesty, flaunting your weakness, your doubts, your open wounds. I do not fear these. In fact, they are the sites I most urgently wish to embrace, to repair, and to breathe over. Healing is not a bonus for the invulnerable, but a present for the receptive. And you, my beloved, have unlatched your heart. You had the courage to whisper, "Lord, help me," You dared to acknowledge your utter depletion, and that does not label you as feeble. It renders you mightier than before. Such surrender is where I place a new basis, firm, unwavering, capable of supporting you time and again. Hence, as you step onward through future hours, proceed knowing you aren't simply recuperating physically. You are realigning with your purest identity, a soul made to shine, to transmit optimism, to exist with freedom from everything that once felled you. And each forward motion, no matter how deliberate, carries you nearer to entire liberation. You are no longer a harmed individual scraping by, but one mending, learning how to stretch your wings. Keep your spirit welcoming. Maintain your trust. When you need it, pause, shut your eyes, take in a breath, and permit the sweet songs of existence to permeate every portion of you, your every notion, your every breath. I am here with you. That is my boundless love, traversing distances, defying words, just to affirm that you will never be left, never be deserted. And indeed, wonders are unfolding, even if you cannot behold them yet. My dearest child, as you wend your way across unknown territory, where every path remains hidden by a haze, I strongly beckon you, cling to faith, though you cannot see the end, though every step feels weighed by riddles. Keep walking, for that very act, moving forward in dimness, in fear, in weariness, clears the space for light to burst through. Faith transcends emotion. It is a conscious decision. It is choosing to lean on me, not because every condition is right, but because you recognize I shall never desert you, even in the starkest deserts of your mind. I have seen the times you all but surrendered, the occasions when heavy weariness crept in, when the healing you so craved seemed deferred. I also saw you sink to your knees anyway, pray even then, mutter to me a feeble request, please do something. And that request, though faint, though drenched in sorrow, is enough to rouse heaven. For I seek not an unblemished soul, but a devoted one, not an unbreakable faith, but a soul that continually returns to me. Should dread loom, remember, your questions do not thwart your pilgrimage. In fact, each occasion you confront it and persist in believing, your spirit is tempered as steel in the furnace. I am not disappointed when you doubt or weep in bafflement or sense yourself crumbling. I simply invite you, move nearer, speak your mind. Let me be the refuge for all your tensions. In those delicate times, the greatest healing seeds are planted in hush. You need not forge a perfect vision of how restoration might appear. Simply know it is on its way. Each time you state or demonstrate, I am made for a vibrant, liberated, and whole life, you invite the empowering flow of divinity. That trust becomes a hidden force supporting each cell within you. If you decide to see yourself thriving, not just in body, but also in heart, you partner with me to attract renewed energy into the regions once declared lifeless. Never undervalue the might of a small, unwavering faith. Picture it as lighting a candle amid a dark storm. The gale might flicker the flame, but if you cradle it in your protective palms, it endures. Gradually, as the winds recede, that flame intensifies, eventually becoming bright enough to illuminate not just your steps, but those of onlookers who find quiet strength in your journey. My dear child, faith alone does not expunge every trouble, but it shifts how you walk through them. It does not remove the waiting time, but enriches it with deeper purpose. A peace anchored in something that cannot be pulled away. Faith is akin to a subterranean stream beneath arid soil. Although the surface appears brittle and deserted, beneath flows life-giving water. Someday, you shall see how the seeds you planted in heartbreak burst forth in brilliance. Thus, press on believing, not because you have witnessed everything, but because you understand I always keep my word. Remain hopeful, not because you are immune to terror, but because you have resolved to get back up after every tumble. And keep advancing, my precious one, for not a single one of your steps is in vain. They lead you toward the place where remedy stops being imagined and becomes real, where you inhale deeply, spread your arms wide, and realize without a doubt, every promise I have spoken is true, and you, whose trust never failed, shall embody that truth. In that revered hush, with only me and you. When the world's clamors subside and you only sense the mild echo of my presence, you will encounter something so wonderful that no mortal words can express it. It is the instant where your soul meets that convergence of firm resolve and total release. When the old wounds, the deeply etched scars, and the subdued aches that felt endless begin dissolving like fog under the sunrise of grace. It is in this sanctuary you no longer struggle to be resolute, for in letting go, I uplift you, and by surrendering, you sense a sudden fullness. My child, here is a fortitude not found in control, but in yielding. Here is a splendor not spawned by achievement, but by laying down what is no longer yours to keep and passing through into what is sacred. When you still your interior, hush your soul, and surrender every anxiety at my feet, that is how you make room for my greatest healing. Do not assume your silence equates to ineptness. To the contrary, it is the soundless roar of a spirit reborn. Every thump of your heart is not simply evidence of life, but my voice, beckoning you into the glow where old things vanish and everything is rejuvenated. All your silent prayers during those endless, lonely nights have never drifted away without effect. They are seeds of faith I have collected, watered, and tended with infinite love. And a day shall come when such whispered pleas metamorphose into victorious anthems. When you glance backward and realize the path you deemed arduous was the very road that refined your soul. You need not know every detail for you to carry on. I ask only for confidence, a childlike trust, simple yet deep, content to give me the complexities you can't solve. Once you dare to detach from your own suffering and fix your eyes on me, you discover the storm only passes, my devotion endures. On occasion, healing does not strike like a thunderbolt or an abrupt marvel. Sometimes it surfaces in the hush, like dawn's rays traversing your soul's cracks, unobtrusive but unwavering. It might be that you carry gashes beyond words, letdowns too acute to voice, yet I witness them all. I discern every silent groan. I am familiar with every unvoiced sorrow. And for that reason, I come, not to judge, not to insist on excellence, but to enfold you exactly as you are, amid the chaos and the injuries, whispering, you remain cherished, you remain meritorious, you remain guided home. Whenever you step close to my presence bearing a broken heart but longing to heal, you do not merely find solace. You rediscover your most authentic self, that being I crafted at the start, uncontaminated by human judgments, free of fear, shining with honest truth. I do not patch you back into who you were, but into who you were intended to be. My child, currents of restorative energy glide quietly in your soul. Every thought is being refreshed, every emotion tenderly cleansed. This is not mere bodily betterment, but a total rebirth, from your mind's dimension to the depths of your heart, from suppressed memories to newly awakened hope. The weights once crushing you are lifted, and the bruises from your past lose their authority to shape your tomorrow. With each step, I walk with you, upholding you with hands unseen yet unimaginably strong. Do not lose courage if you do not detect immediate shifts. Some marvels grow slowly, extending roots unnoticed. Parts of my work happen in secret, beyond mortal sight or hearing, though keenly felt by your heart. Let each dawn serve as a peaceful decree that you are being healed not by your own efforts, but by my unwavering devotion to you, a devotion that does not fail. Look anew, child. No matter how often you have stumbled, you have risen. Even in the starkest hours, something kept you connected, supplicating, hoping. That is proof I have never quit on you. It demonstrates that breath still runs in you, that the undertaking I commenced in you will not be cast aside. Let every breath remind you that you are on the cusp of rebirth. Not a tear you have dropped has been squandered. They have moistened your spirit's ground, preparing it for a moment of blossoming. You stand not alone, even when no one grasps your pain, even in a crowd that fails to see you. I remain, gentle yet near, mighty yet kind, and I will not vanish. If you could perceive yourself from my vantage point, you would never question your worth again. You would see a hidden gem being drawn from the earth, a cherished jewel gradually cleansed and elevated into the light. Every tribulation, every heartbreak, every restless midnight, I weave them all into a tapestry of greatness. And it bears the trace of each tear, every lament, every hushed petition, as a vibrant testimony of my ceaseless adoration. Therefore, my cherished, keep pressing on. Let me steer you through your days, through each path veiled by fog. You need not solve everything. Simply hold my hand and place your faith in me, the one who knows what bright dawn awaits. This voyage of healing is not only about you returning to health, but you evolving into a source of life for others. I fan a flame within you, not to scorch, but to illuminate. And you, once bruised, once laid low, will soon stand as one who uplifts others, shining the beacon of fresh life toward a planet thirsting for light. My dearest child, even now, within the divine hush of the encompassing universe, I beckon you to enter a realm that transcends logic, a realm where wonders are not merely hoped for but already stirring, where healing is no longer some abstract concept, but a benign force streaming into the most shielded caverns of your being. Your flesh, marked by boundaries, wounds, and frailty, is evolving into a holy container that reveals my promises, the pledge of renewal, rebirth, and a fresh existence spreading into each cell. May your entire person become a living witness to my healing love. You need not remain for any coming hour, nor unravel the immensity of what's going on. I simply ask you to unlock your soul right now. Picture a beam of reparative light gradually saturating every inch of you, neither rushed nor clamorous, but gentle like dawn's early glow, caressing a world at rest. This beam is more than just a welcome warmth. It is a pure flow touching the depths, where old injuries rest unseen, where scars once seemed forever part of you. I am pouring a current of light that surpasses physical brightness. It is the essence of wholeness, distilled from my eternal affection. It travels through your nerves, your veins, your respiration, washing away long-standing exhaustion, calming the aches untreatable by human means. In letting this brightness fully penetrate, you will sense a quiet comfort that stems not from speech or outward assurance, but from truth itself, that you are being held, you are being cherished, you are gently supervised by the divine. Allow my words to be more than just sounds. Let them be a channel of healing saturating the parched corners of your being. My words hold creative strength to reconcile, to bestow calm, to confirm that there is no place in you beyond healing. Visualize them as a cool fountain saturating spiritual soil that was parched, soil broken by rejection, afflicted by bitterness, hollowed by solitude. There, small sprouts of promise begin peeking forth, promising a fresh spring of the soul. You do not have to fathom the precise mechanics of healing. You are not liable for making a miracle occur. You must simply believe, release control, and permit my nearness to envelop you. That is how regeneration blossoms, not from pressured action, but from humble acceptance. I do not require you to outstrip your own thresholds. I ask you to count on me, to allow me to be your power and your awakening. Your body, even amid weakness, is listening. Each cell holds the ability to react to love. As my glow spreads across you, it not only lightens physical strain but dissolves the hardened emotions that caused you to barricade your heart, to hesitate, or to stop hoping. The remedy I give extends beyond the body. It revives the sacred seed within you, the one that used to trust, used to dream, used to welcome life openly. My cherished child, let yourself be transformed at your core. Let me unfasten an inner door that you might have bolted long ago. Maybe you believed you were too flawed for healing, that your torment was penalty or unavoidable. But I assure you, nobody sits beyond the reach of my love. You do not need to exhibit deserving. Authentic love does not emanate from striving. It springs forth from me, the one who declares you complete, even when you sense your own brokenness. Let go of the narrow definitions you once clung to. You are not merely someone coping with illness or strife. You are a breathing temple that I am refurbishing. You are the fertile ground where I sow brand new seeds of faith. You are the melody I am rewriting, setting to rhythms of healing, a holy orchestra that rings louder than any wounding. Even if you do not feel an instant change, take note, the healing is underway. Like the silent seed hidden beneath soil, making no obvious motion, yet containing invisible growth, preparing to rise so your cure develops. It might slip in unannounced, in a surprising wave of tranquility or a sudden easing of sorrow. Do not measure healing by comparing with others or using worldly scales. Place your trust in the divine plan I unfold within you. Each heartbeat confirms you are alive and worthy of living wholly. Every intake of breath stands as proof that hope endures and that I am persisting in what I began in you. I never surrender those I have touched. I do not fail to complete that which I have started, and I never neglect the one who has relied on me, no matter how fragile the trust, uttered perhaps in the faintest voice during the darkest hour. Now, as the night yields slowly to the earliest hint of dawn, as the world rouses from a profound sleep, you too linger at a holy crossing where your past and future converge in my embrace. Right this moment, you do more than just greet a new morning according to the clock. You stand poised to cross into a celestial beginning, where old sorrows can be shed, burdens laid to rest, and your spirit can commence a fresh chapter in the splendor and aspiration I extend. Let my whisper be the first sound that touches your heart in this morning hour, not noise born from a hurried world, but an everlasting voice where my love prevails. It is an invitation devoid of rush or clamor, but calm like an early breeze, like the tender light at dawn gliding over dewy blossoms. It does not impose or compel, it delicately beckons with affection. Come, my child, let me guide you through this day with hands of might and compassion that never end. My beloved, I do not speak through words alone. Each sunbeam passing through your curtains, each rhythmic beat in your chest, each breath filling your lungs in the crisp air, they all embody my speech, my gentle reminders that you have never been out of my thoughts, that my affection endures unscathed, never lessened by the pains of this life. Every second of life is a silent but strong proclamation that you are held in a love more potent than any storm. Let my word become the beacon guiding your steps. Even if you remain unsure of the road, I know it thoroughly. Even if riddles beset you, I perceive them. And I, who beheld the entirety of your life before time began, will travel ahead, smoothing out every obstacle, unfastening every door that seemed forever locked. You need not greet this day with distress, for you do not face it alone. I understand that there are dawns when you arise with a burden not of bodily fatigue, but of an overloaded spirit, perhaps remnants of a half-lived plan, the sting of a severed bond, or a small dread yet unnamed. Yet in the times that seem darkest, my glow shines brightest. For my devotion is not shaped by outward factors. It does not sway with shifting hearts. It stands as constant as a foundation, as expansive as the sea, as comforting as a father's embrace. You need not earn my affection through feats. What I seek is a heart truly open to love's gentle call. If you find within yourself even the faintest willingness to come out from behind defenses built by doubt, by fear, by leftover regrets, you will begin observing the earth in a new light, not as a place of severe hostility, but one dotted with signs of my kindness along the trail you walk. Let my compassion sustain you, especially in your frailty. Don't be embarrassed of tears. Every droplet is precious in my eyes. Do not stifle your hurts, for they do not make you any less in my sight. Instead, they draw me nearer, to console, to bind up, to spread a renewing breath in spots that have ached for too long. You are not defined by traumatic experiences, but by the one who repairs you from day to day. Always recall, my love does not merely go to those without fault. It is extended to the weary, to the exhausted, to the searching soul who longs for a strength greater than what they possess. I do not remain above you in a fierce brilliance, but come near in a soft whisper. I am still with you. I will never depart. So as you stand from your bed, Carry these words like a gentle tune resonating through your day. You are loved, you are chosen, you are guarded. Let every gesture, every phrase, every reflection be steeped in that knowledge. Should you falter, return to me. You shall always find me waiting, not wearing condemnation, but bearing patience, with arms still open. The freedom you desire is not locked away in an uncertain tomorrow. It begins here and now, the moment you accept that my love extends to you precisely as you are. You need not polish your flaws, hide them, or attempt to impress me. Then, when the day dims and the sun slips below the horizon, you will look back and see that it was not just a day that passed, but a day shared with me. You were cradled, sheltered, supported by the one whose love is unfailing. A love unbound by the clock or by your stumbles, and never withheld. So proceed with a serenity that does not rely on external outcomes, but trusts completely in the knowledge that you dwell in a love far beyond all you imagine. Do not let fear control you when the path ahead stays hidden. Do not quiver if certain promises are not instantly visible, for I am the one who initiated a wonderful work in you, and I will remain faithful to see it complete. And when morning once again paints the sky, I will be there with another gentle reminder. I still love you. My love has never wavered. Now utter your heartfelt devotion to me. You might say, Almighty God, healer and upholder of my days, I glorify you for your mercies that do not end, for your mighty arms always poised to hold me in my frailest hours. I exalt you, the one who fathoms every cell, every unspoken hurt within, and keeps loving me unstintingly. You not only rejuvenate my physical form, but also restore my heart day after day. You are the bright beam in the blackest night, the life-giving air in the driest desert. With each throbbing beat, I honor you, the sole one able to transmute wounds into triumphs, sorrow into joyous anointing, and ruin into majesty. I will adore you indefinitely. Lord, send your healing glow upon my physical being, right where hurt lingers. Lay your hand upon me and cause every cell to renew. Let me sense vitality coursing within me again, a vigor that surges from your own presence. Lord, I yield to you the battered parts of my soul, the painful episodes, and the deep-rooted fears. Sweep my mind clean of gloom and replenish it with the surpassing calm that only you can grant. Lord, rebuild my spirit, that chamber within me fractured by losses and wounded by dashed hopes. Revive my interior so I can remain firm and direct praises to you through every season. Lord, teach me to rest in your healing plan, even when I see no immediate sign. Give me endurance in waiting and gratitude to see each subtle shift as evidence of your hand. Lord, I give you every stifled sigh, every sleepless hour consumed by aches. Please draw me into your gentle arms and grant me peaceful repose in you. Lord, instill vigor into each organ in my body. Revitalize their weakened functions. Exhale your life where death once appeared inevitable. May my frame stand once more as a strong and holy sanctuary for your shining presence. Lord, wipe away my sorrow. Turn my lament into songs of admiration. Let me notice rays of optimism, even in the darkest valley's midst. Lord, I ask that you not only heal my heart, but also soften it to love, to forgive, to perceive that there is beauty remaining in this existence. Tend to those secret hurts, invisible to everyone, yet fully known by you. Lord, help me find genuine rest in you, not just in body, but in the recesses of my spirit, where I quit striving or clinging to command and yield into your divine safekeeping. Lord, my petition is not solely for my sake, but for every soul plagued by physical maladies, grappling with afflictions unnamed. Bring them healing, as you have restored and continue restoring me. Transform each wound they hold into a sight to display your compassion. And now, my beloved, as this sacred whisper draws to a close, carry its promise deep within your heart. Return to this place of light, where each breath you take awakens fresh hope, and every word you hear renews your spirit. Subscribe and join our family of faith so you never miss the life-changing messages I pour out for you. Hit the bell to be summoned the moment I speak again, for the time is always ripe for a new miracle. Share your heart in the comments below. Your stories become living proof of my power at work. Together, we will journey ever deeper into grace, and each visit brings you closer to the fullness of the life I have prepared. Go now in peace, and I will meet you here again, where my love awaits to embrace you once more. Amen.